doesn't have Metro games, but it just gives them a chance to work on something else in the future.
I think they'll still end up making Metro games. They just gotta go through an extra hurdle, and
they got to go through them.
Embracer is probably just going to keep benefiting in some way financially off of the Metro games. So
right.
Yeah, stream is up, so you can go ahead and do the redirect.
All right, go ahead and put it in the chat, sir.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking for you. There it is. Save. All right, guys. Once again, really appreciate you guys. Hit the like button on this video before we head over. Slow-Mo's just dropped the DPS channel. We're heading over for the final topic, which is going to be about Spider-Man and the so-called cancellation of probably one of the best, multiplayer games I've seen, at least in trailer form. So we're going to talk about that over there. If you don't, just hit the button, or you can hit the button when the stream ends over here. We appreciate you guys once again. And we will see you guys over at the other channel.
All right, looks like that redirect worked out just fine.
Yeah, of course it is. We're great at it now. Look at that, it says Gaming Forte's viewers. Look at it, said Gaming Forte and his viewers just joined. Shout it out. Say hello. Gotta love it.
All right, so good old Spider-Man 2 actually just launched with a new game plus, which is the gameplay I'm showing right now, which is like clearly with hey, spoilers. Spider-Man gets the anti-venom symbiote suit, and that's Peter Parker Spider-Man, it is, and clearly you're not supposed to have that at this stage of the game, so clearly this is the new game plus gameplay. But it's real quick, it's still got some of the same bugs that I noticed from when the game launched. I had an issue with Sandman where the prompts wouldn't come up, wouldn't allow me to attack him, and I had to restart at the last checkpoint. But this game really isn't what we are trying to discuss, really. What we're going to discuss is this multiplayer trailer, which I was going to record that trailer, but then I didn't know.
I didn't want to do it just because of if it gets taken out or anything.
Right. I'm not trying to get get Sony angry at a brother. So I'm good with not dealing with that. We could just do some Spider-Man 2 gameplay. But the trailer, I agree with you. I thought it looked good. And I would have loved to play that with some friends. I saw Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider. We saw Spider-Gwen, of course, Miles and Peter were there, and it looked like something. And that from what I saw in people saying in articles is that the explanation for characters that we hadn't seen yet being there were like due to Scarlet Witch kind of doing some kind of multiverse kind of thing. So Spider-Man from almost kind of like Spider-Verse basically. And that's a little bit of the explanation to have all these spiders in the Insomniac Spider-Man universe, but game's not going to happen. And I have a theory on why the game it's not going to happen, but I want to hear your thoughts first on it before I get into my theory on this.
Like why it's not going to happen, or just in general?
Why? Well, I mean, why is
or what my thought
is it not going to happen? Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of conflicting things out there saying that it because it hasn't been announced by Sony or anything yet. It's kind of a leak, but I do feel like if it's true to be canceled, I think the biggest reason it will be canceled is because of pretty much the same reason that Naughty Dogs was canceled. Not because I don't think Insomniac doesn't want to work on just live service games. I don't think they have a problem with that. But I think they probably just won't have the manpower or the infrastructure needed to keep up with a game like that consistently. Because I think, because the biggest thing that I really come back to is, it seems like Sony isn't willing just to make a multiplayer game and just let that multiplayer game exist. Cause I do think there's still a place for a game to have just a standalone multiplayer that exists inside of a ecosystem of a game that doesn't have to be forever update, or maybe you could just add DLC down the line or add different biomes and stuff. We don't know what kind of the structure of the game is going to be, where you're going to have access to the whole city. Is it going to be certain biomes that it's going to unlock as you progress through the game? Is it going to be certain areas that's going to open up more in DLC later on? I feel like all that stuff can still kind of happen if you just put out, updates. But the thing is, most of these companies want to keep monthly active users or MAUs consistently playing the game. And I don't think that Insomniac will have the bandwidth in order to consistently keep the game updated. I think a lot of people for my point, me and you, my daughter, we'll jump in there, play that thing probably for the first 2 weeks or week that it's out, see everything in the game, and then we're pretty much out of there. And we'll probably be out of there before the first big, content drop comes out that's going to keep people wanting to keep on playing it. I think that's the thing that Sony and Insomniac is kind of like looking at this point now. And it kind of goes back to the fact that, we know that they cut back their overall spending in live service because they went from 12 games to 6, and Helldivers is doing really well for them. But Helldivers, that game is multiplayer. It's built around multiplayer. Like, it was a game it was always built around multiplayer. The first Helldiver was built around multiplayer. This one is built around the same thing. And it's always been the core philosophy of that game ever since it's been, made, where Spider-Man has consistently been a single player game. Now, especially with Insomniac making a Wolverine game, that they have a Venom game coming out, by the end of it's like before 2030. Then we got an X-Men game coming. So unless they're going to hire a lot of people, and we already know they laid off a lot of people, especially over at Insomniac, they already did that too. Are you going to have a dedicated team that's going to maintain this game outside of the umbrella of Insomniac that's going to be working on all these other IPs? I think that's where, if this game does get canceled, or it did get canceled, is why we're not going to see it, even knowing it looked polished as heck. What do you think?
I thought it looked good. It would look very polished. I think that I do think partially the reasoning for us not getting this game is that the amount of manpower it would take. And I think Insomniac is up to 300 developers. I think I'm not 100% certain on that. But that's not enough to maintain
nowhere near
all the games that they're working on and maintain this live service game. That said, I think the main reason is for something else that we saw in those leaks, which was the contract for Wolverine with Disney, and how much of that needs to be the revenue needs to be generated in order for the contract to not get canceled. And I don't know if that that contract with Disney is for everything that they do. If say if Wolverine doesn't meet the revenue demands, does that mean that Spider-Man 3 can't happen? Does that mean X-Men can't happen? I don't know. Or is it just Wolverine's done? I don't know how that works. But I think that they didn't believe in the financial ability for them to monetize this multiplayer game enough to justify putting the contract at risk. And so you add that in with the fact that they also have to do these bundles. They have to have like those like, so you got this. Look, the multiplayer game look cool, but I don't think they are confident enough in their multiplayer offerings yet to be bundling them with PS5s and then needing losing so much of that percentage of those bundles to Disney at the same time. I just think that they looked at that and was just like, this isn't worth the risk that we're taking, which is something that we've seen EA do when it comes to the Star Wars IP for over the past decade. They've canceled so many Star Wars games that Andrew Wilson, their CEO, has come out and said that, like, they don't make some of those Star Wars games because it's not worth the risk and the amount of money that they have to give to Disney. They're not making enough off of making those games. And lastly, I will say this: I don't like how this annoys me about how when publishers or platforms go so far into certain new initiatives that they forget what just gamers would just want and enjoy. Like, take the Factions 2 and The Last of Us. All fans of Factions 1 wanted was new maps, factions as it was with The Last of Us Part 1, just with the new gameplay, and just let them have fun. And they could have did that, and it could have been a much smaller experience with far less resources dedicated to it. But because they pivoted so hard for this live service thing, then decided, we're not going to be able to support this the way we want to support it. Now it's canceled. So now the people who, we never wanted your live service game in the first place,
right? They
don't even get that multiplayer. And I think about that, and I think about how, like, everyone that I know loves Ghost of Tsushima Legends. And when that comes out on PC, I'm really hoping, and I'm thinking that, maybe it's just me, but I think that the PC community will really gravitate towards it. At least I hope they do. But they're not doing stuff like that no more. Ghost of Tsushima Legends was free DLC for Ghost of Tsushima in a mostly, basically a co-op PvE experience, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. And it seems like they're not trying to do stuff like that no more. Because what I think about when I first saw this multiplayer game, and I said to myself, like, why don't you just make this DLC? Just make this DLC for Spider-Man 2. Paid DLC, because clearly you put a lot of work into it, but just make it DLC. As of right now, I know there is rumors that there is we know for a fact that there was DLC in the leak for Spider-Man 2. Whether that DLC actually comes out or not is a completely different story, because they have yet to announce any DLC. And if you think about how Spider-Man 1 went, Spider-Man 1, we knew about the DLC before the game launched. And those 4, maybe 3 or 4 DLCs, I can't remember how many of them they were, but they launched fairly quickly after Spider-Man 1 came out. Insomniac is so far behind when it comes to the timetable on things when it comes for Spider-Man 2. Like, the New Game Plus is just coming out. That game came out in October, and it is now March, and you're just dropping the New Game Plus. I just feel like I don't know whether, with them working on a Venom game to come out next year, with them working on the Wolverine game and everything, they're basically a Marvel factory right now. I don't know if they have the bandwidth to do that DLC, but we were already working on this multiplayer. Bruh, just releasing this DLC. I know that sounds really like simple and And I'm pretty sure if there's a developer listening to this, if the homie Die is listening to this, he's probably rolling his eyes. Look, release this DLC, like it's that simple. Like if it wasn't built inside of the code for Spider-Man 2, they're not going to just be able to just have it be a side load in the main menu. Sure, but
right.
like. Even though this is probably a terrible example, but Crackdown 3's multiplayer and Crackdown 3's campaign are in two separate installs. So I mean, like, it's not impossible, but I just kind of feel like them ignoring what people really want is what frustrates me. People just want good multiplayer. They don't care if it's live service. They don't care if it's a traditional multiplayer game that's tacked on, a multiplayer mode that's tacked on to a single player game. Just as long as it's high quality and it's fun to play, people will play it. You want to add in some microtransactions to make some money off of it? Go ham. As long as it looks cool and the cosmetics look good, I'll buy it. But just understand that the more you continue to keep leaning all the way in on live service and not being versatile and divvying it up, when you cancel these games, not because it's not good or not fun to play, but simply because you can't maintain its live service status with consistent content, or the licensing is too expensive, the licensing is too expensive, that ain't got nothing to do with me as a gamer. And I'm disappointed. Because I don't care about your financials. I'm not one of your shareholders. I care about playing games. So provide me games and stop pissing me off.
Whew. I mean, there's that. There's that. No, I mean, listen, and that's very valid, because I do think you put the perception out there that this was something you wanted to do, and you already knew it was against your core competency of things that you are really good at. The fact that, I mean, to the point where you had to go out and spend, $3.6 billion to bring somebody in to help you facilitate to get these games out the door in Bungie. So you weren't even set, before you even made the decision to make these games, you weren't even set up to even succeed in doing it. So, and then you don't even get a game. It goes back to the same thing that I say about Xbox. Xbox didn't give, like, as of right now, all of these games are coming out. We're going to start seeing Hellblade. We're going to see, Avowed. We're going to see all of these games over the course of the next year to 2 years. Fable, we're going to see them. The problem is the narrative around Xbox is they're putting games out on other platforms, because basically they're saying Xbox gamers aren't enough. That's what they're basically telling people by doing this. Now, sure, they only started with 4 games, but we all know it's more than 4 games. It's just right now they're just pushing they're basically moving the goalposts down the line and saying it's only 4 right now. We'll update you on more of them later, which is fine. That is their prerogative. They can do what they want to do. But they didn't give these studios in these games, well, not the studios, they didn't give these games a chance to come out to see if it is sustainable. Because it might just be, people might start buying games on Xbox or subscribing to your Game Pass subscription and getting the number to the point where you really want it to be. Because it's all about the quality of the games. And if the quality of the games are there will be more people that will either buy the games in different, like on PC or on Xbox, or they'll go into Game Pass. Those are all things you want. I will say the same thing about Sony. You put out the narrative that you wanted to do live service. You didn't even give it a chance. We already see you're 1 for 1 right now with this live service game. And I don't count games like Destruction All-Stars, because that was something that was made like before the promise of all the live service games. That was something, and that's not even made by them, it's made by somebody else. But when it comes to their studios, the studios that they that they had making these live service games, or the partnerships they had with people making live service games, they didn't give it a chance. You know, Insomniac is not even, if this game is canceled, didn't even have a chance to see how it would do. And this is why I said, I want to say 3 or 4 months ago, probably, no, actually it was before the holiday last year. That's why I said, why can't Sony just be the boutique of like the games that people want to play? Like, you don't have to be everything. Just be what you are. If you're the high end of console gaming when it comes to fidelity, when it comes to quality, that's what you
Animations,
are.
you know, the narrative side of things. Like really the only other studios that really kind of like come close to that is, like, I would say probably Remedy and Rockstar.
Rockstar.
And you know, you're in very a very specific company, and I agree. I don't want them to lose their identity, but you know, shout out to Gaming with Persona and Jay Barry, who on What's Up Podcast had a interview with Mr. Sean Layton, who used to run SIE, Sony Interactive Entertainment. And you know, Sean has been preaching for years that the way AAA gaming is set up, as far as this development and the cost of it's publishing, is unsustainable. It doubles every generation. And currently, right now, like we saw the evidence of that in the Insomniac leak, where they showed how much they estimated that Spider-Man 3, Wolverine, and X-Men will cost them. And we're looking at like over $300 million.
350 million.
Right. Like at that point, you're really looking at like, why is this costing so much?
Right, exactly.
And game development's taking longer. You gotta start looking at ways to, and it's why I understand why they're leaning into AI. And I know a lot of developers hate to hear that, but AI speeds up the process of doing certain things, and allows them to not only do them quicker, but also do them with less people. And that's unfortunate that, like, you know, some people, this may end up with people not having certain jobs. But a business has to be a business too. They have to be able to, you know, grow the business and be in the black. Maybe, you know, when it comes to Sony, that the leveraging of Sony Pictures and like I think at one point, was it Pixel Opus that got canceled? That got shut down?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
The game that they were working on was going to be worked in conjunction with Sony Pictures, or people with Sony Pictures. Like they like to do those things where they leverage the resources that they have, which is good, you know, because it's like that's what makes them unique. You know, we see that with Microsoft, with leveraging things like the cloud, other things and other businesses, industries where they dominate, and that's what makes Sony unique. But they gotta figure a way. I mean, look, this is your own, it's your own stuff. Like, I'm not saying that you just use your own technology and people for free. Like, this is the number one cost when it comes to game development is the people, the manpower, the bodies, and how long it takes to make these games. But benefits and salaries and whatnot, like that's your main like expense. And so figuring out how to lower that expense and do things cheaper is going to be something that's a challenge that these publishers and platforms need to figure out. That, or find a method to release these games on more platforms where it doesn't impact the development of the game too hard. And maybe they're working on a combination of both, but that needs to happen for certain. And I think they're probably working on it. Hiroki Totoki is likely working on it, but he's not the permanent CEO of SIE. they're hiring somebody likely this year that's going to take over, and that's going to be their probably the chief concern, is to be able to kind of maintain the PlayStation identity with the kind of games that they are known for, while also delivering on the things that the shareholders want, which is more live service games, and while also keeping costs down. Like, it's not an easy job, but somebody's got to take care of it. For sure.
Yeah. No, I'm here. Yeah, I was just thinking about. I was just in deep thought of what you were just saying. No, but yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. So, when we come back to
be clear, I do not think any of that is PlayStation putting their games on the Xbox. Like, that's very counterintuitive for them. It's not the same value as Xbox putting their games on PlayStation, and then that's for very obvious reasons. I shouldn't have to say what those obvious reasons are.
The obvious reasons. That's something. All right, Slow-Mo. Well, you got anything else on Final Fantasy? Not Final Fantasy, on Spider-Man that you want to bring up?
No, I'm good.
So let's get the people these last 10 minutes real quick. Steam sale, you just talked about how just started. Now, I heard you say you didn't buy anything, but if there was something on there that you saw that you would recommend somebody buy, what's probably a couple of games that's on the Steam sale for our brand new PC gamers out there? Because, a lot of people coming over to PC, they're getting a chance to see how much cheaper games are. And this is like one of the best times to do it.
I got 3 games in my cart.
What games are they?
They are Mass Effect Legendary Edition is only $9 right now. It is 85% off on Steam sale.
Oh, I'm buying that right now.
Right.
I'm buying that right because I don't have it on Steam.
2 is Dave the Diver, which is an indie darling from last year that was also, I think, is coming out on PlayStation. It was in the last state of play. That is on sale for 25%. It's just $5 off, but it's $15 right now. I have that in my cart. I still haven't bought it. Haven't bought any of these yet. And another game that for me is just like it looks cool. I don't know if it's really going to be good or not. I don't know, but it's called Long Gone Days. It's 35% off. It's $16, and it looks pretty interesting. It's got like a little interesting narrative. I kind of like some of these little games. They kind of remind me of Phoenix Wright and this one doesn't look too much like Phoenix Wright, but it looks pretty cool, and it's got positive reviews on Steam, which is usually a good indicator. Some other stuff I saw that were on sale. If you're into JRPGs and you're into the Trails of Cold Steel series, they're all like at least 50% off right now. Yeah, I mean that's all I can think of at the moment. Like, I can go take a look at.
So I have it. So you guys, dear DPS, shout out to you and Singer. Y'all are talking about Chrono Trigger. I've never played Chrono Trigger. If I was to buy it on PC, there's 2 versions. There's the 2018 version that they redid, and there's the 2022 version. Which one do you buy?
Doesn't matter. They're both fire. Doesn't matter which version you buy. Just buy it.
So what's the difference though?
I think there's the newer version has better cutscenes or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a $3 difference, like $7.99 versus $9.99.
Far Cry 6 is only $15.
Let me ask you something.
That RoboCop game is $30 right now.
Oh, really?
Battlefield 2042 is $9.
Yeah, I don't have a problem playing that on EA. I did almost think about buying it on Steam though, just to have it on Steam though. I might buy it just to have it on Steam. I know most
people care more about Steam than all the Borderlands games are on sale right now, by the way, as well.
Super on sale.
Yeah. Like
they're not.
Borderlands 2, which is the best of the series, is 75% off.
What they need to do is put what they need to do is put the Steam Deck on sale.
Borderlands 3 is 85% off.
Yeah, 85% off.
Yeah, it's like Steam sales are awesome, man. If there are games that you were thinking about getting, although some of these is just like still don't buy it, like Redfall. Like Redfall sucks, and it's 75% off. I don't care that it's only $18. I'm not buying that.
It's terrible. Don't buy it.
Titanfall 2 is $3.
That's worth playing on PC. I don't think I've ever played that on PC. I played it on console.
It's good on PC. It's good on PC. Matter of fact, I might have to add that because I think I played that on through Epic and not yeah. I'm gonna add that one too. Payday 2 is $3.
How much is that?
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is like the kind of like the spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio, is $27.
The Halo franchise Master Chief Collection is $10.
Cyberpunk is $30. Blade X said no Helldivers topic. What is there talk about Helldivers?
Yeah, what is there to talk about?
Something happened. I mean, like,
yeah,
I didn't think there was anything that was like raised to the level of it deserved to be a topic. I mean, I'm playing the game with friends, but I know they added mechs, and that's great. But
hey,
some
Star
people
Wars
were complaining about the issues with
Fallen Order
the nerfs and buffs they did, but
Fallen Order is 40%, is 90% off for $4. Good God, Jedi. As much as that's crazy. That's real low. If you like RTS and strategy games, the Civilization series is really good. They're all anywhere from 88 to 91% off right now for all the Civ games. Oh shoot, Need for Speed Unbound, the newest Need for Speed is on sale for $7. Good God, man.
Is that the one? This Need for Speed, that's the EA game. That's not. Is it the Crew that Ubisoft did? That's like a Forza Horizon clone.
Yeah. That's that.
Okay.
Ooh, the whole Final Fantasy collection is on sale right now. Everything Final Fantasy is on sale. Everything. Is it just me? Part of me been wanting to go back and play Final Fantasy 13.
No, I'm good.
You don't want to play as Lightning?
No, don't. I am definitely good. I do want to play 6 again because I think 6 is the best game. Interesting enough, 6 is not on sale right now.
No, 6 isn't on sale.
9, which is rumored to be getting a remake, is on sale for like $8 right now. That's worth it. I already own that though, so
yeah, I see it right here. Yep. And then I never played Zodiac Age. Never played any of those. So
is that the 12?
That's 12. Yeah,
okay.
That's 12.
Are you sure it's not 11? Hold on.
No, that's 12.
That's the
Zodiac is 12. 11 is
right. Yeah,
MMO.
Yeah. I can barely remember 12, but I have that on. I may even have that one installed right now.
Yeah.
I need to get back into that. What I need is Final Fantasy Tactics. I need that. Did you?
They have if you look under the Square has the Square sale. All the Square games are on sale. There's some really good games in there that are on sale from Square. Yeah. But even Hogwarts Legacy is 50% off right now.
Hey, 50%. Look, man, look. The overall, the theme here is Steam got some good sales.
There's a lot of games. There's a lot of good games. The
spring sale, it normally is money. It's pretty good.
I need the Steam Deck to go on sale. Don't know why it's not.
Because it should be selling like crazy. Probably because it's selling really well.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button on this stream. We'll be back next week with episode 172 on Slow-Mo's channel. And then, you know, for the final topic right here on the DPS channel, hit the like button on the channel. Make sure you sub if you haven't. Really appreciate everybody that's done that. For myself, when it comes to channel members, let me get that pulled up like I should have already had pulled up, but you know, Forte being Forte right now. I should just remember. I should actually remember this and not have to pull this up. But you know, it is what it is. But I have it right here. Shout out to my computer wants to be slow when I want to look up something. And new member, there we are. Members is Brat Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, MASH, Texas, Corey Hale, your boy Roy, FTW, Donnell Brown, Ramon, Terrell, Hargy Chini, Slumber Backsled, DJ Oris, and that guy Smitty. Really appreciate you guys, all the love and support over that channel, and enjoy the games that you're playing. What about you, Slumber?
And on my side of things, we got Texas, your boy Roy, FTW, Corey Hill, Donnell Brown, J0387, Enrique, Hargy Shani, Ramon Terrell, Homie One Kenobi, Gaming Forte, and that guy Smitty. Appreciate you guys. Be back next week as usual. You may see some live streams for me, just playing games and stuff, because I know I apologize because I've been in that rebirth. Pause. Not like that. Look, I've been playing Rebirth a lot. Okay, so
oh man,
I'm closing in on the end of the game. Still going to play New Game Plus, but I won't be so deep into it that I'm not live streaming or doing videos and stuff like that. So you know, you'll be seeing more of that from me real soon. But we're gonna get up out of here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for the nice words there, Dark Lord and Blade X. You guys enjoy your games. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You guys.
And we're out.
Peace.